Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the World Ninja League Premier Series 3, Season 3 qualifiers over at Rise in the Warehouse in Houston, Texas. This is the second qualifier for the season, first in the USA. My name is Jamie Dayhuff, and joining me today is Travis Rosen. Travis, how are you feeling about this course?
This is going to be such an exciting course. We've seen great ninja competition all weekend at Rise at the Warehouse. Great facility, great course designer. It's an exciting matchup we've got today. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I am incredibly excited to see what these competitors have to offer. The past day of runs have been incredibly exciting, and these are some of the best ninjas in the entire world. To get into the Premier Series, it's more of a qualification system more than anything else. To get into the Premier Series, that is through your national ranking in the WNL World Championship and also your overall season standings. That makes up the roster for the competitors competing in this event. So as you can see on the screen, the top 25% from both of those are invited to compete here in a variety of qualifications throughout the entire country. And
Yeah,
the
we have
format for the course, since this is a different series, it's going to be a little bit different than what you see in some other courses. So there are two courses that our competitors will be running today: the placement course and the challenge course. So placement course, what's going to happen is you're going to think of it more as like think of it as like the world championship, where if you fail, your run's over, not going to be able to get any more points. But the main objective of the placement course is to set up the placement, the seeding for the challenge course, which is where you're going to have a few different things regarding run order. But the main objective of the challenge course is to determine who is going to qualify for the finals, which will be coming up near the end of November. And that will be located at Modus, which will be located in Lee Summit in Missouri, where the best of the best will fight it out for that spot as the Premier Series Season 3 champion. That is going to be an incredibly exciting time when that moment comes, so many months away from that.
Yeah, Jamie, as you were saying, we start off with the placement course, and I really love this format because it first of all kind of helps the ninjas get the nerves out, get the butterflies out, because no matter how good or bad they do, they still get to compete again in the challenge course. It is super important though, because the better placement they get, the further back in the run order they will go for the challenge course when it all matters. And it's really important as a ninja athlete to go later, because you get to see what works and what doesn't work with the competitors before you. So it really helps you hone in your strategy. So while the placement course can be just kind of break up those nerves, it's really important still to try to do your best so you can get a better run order for the challenge course.
Yeah, I agree with everything you say there. Having that insight going to the next course, that is so important. Today, we're going to be seeing the team competitors run here. We're going to have three team females, and we're going to have 5 team males, making up a total of 8 competitors that will be running in this teen course. We're going to be starting off with Madeline and ending off with Caleb, all from the United States. I'm incredibly excited to see what these competitors are going to have to offer here. This course so far has been a very entertaining one throughout this entire week. This placement course, the placement course has 6 obstacles that competitors are going to complete, and placement courses are usually something that's based a lot around speed. As you can see on your screen right now, you can see the 6 obstacles that the competitors are going to be attempting. The first obstacle, it's going to be known as the Bosu steps. So it's going to be like Bosu balls. They're going to be in a little bit of a straight line. Competitors are going to need to run through. The next 2 obstacles, they're going to be connected. It's going to be Lachey's part 1 and Lachey part 2. So half the obstacle is going to be considered one part, and then once you make it to the halfway point, that's going to be considered part 2. Then after that, you're going to hang on to some fidget spinners, and then the last 2 obstacles, they're going to be a little bit more complicated. The 5th obstacle is known as the tramp ring. You're going to jump from a trampoline and onto a ring, and then you're going to go to a little lip, and then you're going to be attempting the final obstacle, which is known as the trust jump, where you're going to actually grab onto a ring as it knocks you down, and you got to try and swing all the way to the landing platform. It's going to require a lot of force. Yesterday, that was definitely one of the hardest points of the placement course.
Yeah, Jamie, these placement courses typically are set up for speed, so you don't see some of the long, grueling marathon type ninja courses. Usually it's very quick, very fast. Speed definitely is of the essence, but again, sometimes you try to go too fast, and we saw this with a lot of different runs yesterday, and even today. Sometimes you try to go a little too fast and get a little too aggressive and slip up and make a mistake, and your run is over. So that's up for each competitor to know what is their strengths, what is their strategy, and how are they going to attack this placement course?
I feel like the best place to do some of those speedy movements are going to be on those laches. Those laches, you can link those incredibly quickly, but for some of our competitors who definitely don't feel more comfortable doing that, taking those swings have been proven to be detrimental because some competitors have been able to make it there with like 50 seconds left, and they've just taken numerous back swings trying to get to each lache, and then they exit the obstacle with just like 20 seconds left for those final 3 obstacles, which is just not the best place to do.
Yeah, we have some great competitors too in this teen division. I'm excited to see so many of these teens. Caleb Keener is a monster here. We've got Levi Meeks, we've got Savannah Salinas, so many great teen competitors. Ella Magnuson. In fact, I will say, yesterday in one of the sessions I was a part of, I was talking about home field advantage. I will say Levi Meeks, his dad, one of the co-owners of this gym, and I will shout out to him, Ryan Meeks, because he was one of my teammates at the University of Iowa. We were gymnasts there long ago, but definitely he has home field advantage. It's so helpful when you're used to the facility that you're competing in, but as with Ninja, you have to overcome every obstacle. It might be a new gym, new facility, so we're going to see what all these ninjas have in store.
All right, and as we say that, we have our first competitor getting ready on the starting line. This is going to be Madeline Wright, coming out of Richmond, Texas. She competed in 9 Tier 1 competitions this year for Season 10, and she's going to be the first competitor to attempt the course. She's got 1 minute to go from that starting platform to the buzzer at the end of the course. And yeah, we're seeing those links very early on to this course right there, heading towards the end of this obstacle. Already through the second obstacle, and now has a few more laches to the dismount platform. Got through that, and now has the fidgets up next as well, and she's continuing to go so fast here.
Yeah, Madeline is crushing this right now. When you talk about linking, basically what that means is being able to go from one grab right into the next obstacle, right into the next without taking extra swings, and that really helps your time efficiency. And Madeline is making short work on this course. She flew.
Wow, that was incredibly impressive from the first runner. Now, on that lache, she was able to go incredibly fast, did not stop once, and having that mixed grip on some of those with the PVC pipes that caused them to spin, that is just such smart body awareness there to know what to do. And also on that last obstacle, getting her legs up to make sure that they don't accidentally touch the ground. Again, showing so much body awareness here out of our first runner, and that's already a clear.
Yeah, when you see your first competitor up clear the course so dominantly like that, it gets me excited for the rest of the field because it shows everybody else, hey, this can be done. It can be done quick. It typically means we're going to see some great ninja performances.
Yeah, most definitely. Now up next, it's going to be Ella Magnuson. She's coming out of the Axios Ninja Warrior Academy. Now, when she first moved to South Texas, she tried Ninja there, and she fell in love with it. So definitely didn't feel that. It's one of those people that just come in, see what it's all about, and then they just fall in love with it instantly. That's just so cool to see that people just find Ninja randomly, and they just immediately fall in love with it. And now Ella's here at the Premier Series Season 3 qualifiers, and already through 4 obstacles, and now heading over to these last 2 obstacles. And actually almost done with the 5th one right here. Oh, getting caught up on the ring, trying to reach out a few times, but she's going to go back there onto one of those other rings to try and stabilize herself. It's a smart move to get herself recentered, but still not having that much luck. There we go. She's able to get that right there. But that hit up a lot of time. She's got 7 seconds left. She just peels right off. I think she might have rushed there.
Yeah, she just got a little caught up on that ring, got a little flustered. She did make the proper corrections, but at that point there was just not quite enough time left, and she didn't quite have the right technique on that last obstacle and fell. But still, it was a very powerful run from Ella. I think it should help set her up well for the challenge course.
Yeah, with only 3 teen females running, it's pretty competitive to see who's going to be able to start running first and last. Right now, it's very competitive so far. Got 1 clear, 1 competitor almost cleared. Now we're going to be getting ready for our last competitor, the team females here at the placement course. This is Savannah Salinas coming out of Ninja Lair. You can see very determined there, going on a little bit of a running stance, I believe it's called, at the start. So she's very determined to have a good result here. And another competitor just linking her way through.
Yeah, she is linking everything. She is very, very wise and smart with how she's attacking this course. No wasted time, no wasted movements. Even there, she had the composure to adjust her glasses mid-swing. She looks very, very confident.
And towards the dismount. Oh, she was unable to get it, unfortunately. That composure looks like, unfortunately, was not able to stay there for the entire run. But when she was able to remain composed, she was dominant on that course.
Yeah, just a slight miscalculation. She needed to jump back to take out some of that slack in that ring, but she kind of dropped down and did not give herself enough swing to make the landing platform, but still very, very quick, fast run up to the almost last obstacle. That was a great run from Savannah.
Most definitely, that run's going to place her into second, right in between the two other teen females. So she'll be going smack dab in the middle of those two. And now we have our 5 teen males who are going to get ready to run. And we're going to start off with Jeremy Loft. He started Ninja in 2018, which for a lot of competitors, that might not seem like a long time, but for teen male competitors who really haven't been in the scene for that long, that's 7 years. That's actually almost half of his life. That's an incredible amount of time to be competing.
Yeah, definitely, especially at this young age to be a part of Ninja for that long. He definitely is coming in with some experience, some training. This is going to be an exciting way to start off the male division.
Yeah, I'm incredibly excited to see what he's able to do here. He trains at Big Time Ninja and Ultimate Ninjas Naperville, a fellow Ultimate Ninjas representative. But he trains in the Chicago area. Ultimate Ninjas in Illinois, it is incredibly competitive. And the fact that he's also on the elite team, that is something that is so incredibly competitive. At our Ultimate Ninjas division, it is incredibly hard against the elite team. But look at this. He is definitely showing that he deserves to be on that. He is going so incredibly fast here. He is just throwing his body into each of these obstacles, working out in his favor. Ooh, going for a little bit of a pullback to get himself set up for this final obstacle. And that word, oh, what? Whoa! I thought he had that, but he kind of led with his hips there. What went wrong on that last obstacle?
Yeah, I couldn't actually get a great look because of the camera angle. I think he just went a little early, throwing his feet out, going for the dismount, and yeah, just did not quite have enough momentum.
Yeah, that's so unfortunate because that run was so incredibly clean up to that point. He just soared himself straight through that, and he was definitely leading with his upper body throughout that first half of runs. But we're going to see what Levi Meeks, our next competitor to go on to the course, will be doing right here. 13 years old, competed in 6 Tier 1 competitions, and showing a lot of skill here so far. Having mixed grip on pretty much every single one of those Lachey bars, but it's going to work out for him, and he's going so fast here. Through those first 4 obstacles in just 15 seconds. Now, we've yet to see a competitor in the team male division to complete this obstacle. Can he be the first? Oh, and he goes for it, and he's not able to get it. These competitors are just flying straight outward and not being able to connect. So interesting to see.
Yeah, he was in charge this entire course. Just that last movement before, oh, it's so close. He just came up short.
Yeah, unfortunately, looks like he was trying to reach up to one of those Lachey bars and just could not connect to it, unfortunately. But up next, it's going to be Dane Walker. He's another competitor who we're going to see attempting this course. Now, he lives in Keller, Texas, and starting high school in fall 2025, so just in 8th grade. So that shows in a little time that these competitors have been around. They have been able to even advance to the Premier Series. He trains at True Momentum, and he runs track and cross country. Those are very important because that helps you build up endurance and a lot of power in those legs.
Yeah, definitely. That's going to help on some of the lower body speed and agility obstacles. Sometimes the stronger you are in the lower part, it does become a hindrance sometimes for the upper body, but I have confidence Dane is going to crush this.
Now, he plays chess competitively, so chess, that involves so much strategy, thinking about what you're going to do, thinking about what the other person is going to do. It's a lot of thinking. So, Dane Walker, I know he's been thinking a lot about what he's going to be able to do here, especially when it comes to this last obstacle. Got to go to reach it first. Oh, he goes down now, but he stays alive. Very close to reaching the ground. Not the best for his height, but unfortunately, that's going to be the end of his run right there, too.
Yeah, Dane, again, like so many others, seemed to be in full control on this course, but then that last final grab on that ring swing at the end, just enough to trip him up. But yeah, he was doing good. He actually, like you said, his size, he had an advantage because that long arm span that he had, and he was really flying through that course, but we haven't seen it clear yet.
Yeah, it's incredibly interesting, but I have to give Dan Walker some props there on that last obstacle. When he dropped on that ring, he was able to stay. He was able to not only stay hanging on it, but he was also to build up some momentum leading into that last part of the obstacle. So that was just so incredibly impressive. Now, what's going to happen is we're heading on to our final two competitors. Starting off with Ian Mindock, 14 years old, competed in 6 Tier 1 competitions. And he's wearing some pajama pants. Very comfortable, it looks like, given his attire.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how he does. He's got a little slower approach than some of the others, but if he can clear the course, that won't matter.
Yeah, and so far he has been proving to be very efficient. Now getting ready to face this last obstacle. What will we see him try to do? Oh, he's going to go with a backswing here. Nice job there, twisting on the ring, trying to go for the dismount. Looks like he was not able to make it, unfortunately. Tried to go up to that lache bar, it looks like, and just ultimately could not grab onto it. And that's going to be our 4th competitor in a row unable to complete that obstacle as we enter our last competitor of this team male division in the placement course.
Now, I liked what Ian was trying there. He changed up the technique a little bit. He saw others falling, and so he tried a little different technique. Unfortunately, he, like some others, fell just a bit short.
And that slower pace earlier on the course, like Travis said, that's going to place him into 4th. So, depending on how our final runner, Caleb Keener, does, that could mean that he starts off the challenge course running first. And that could definitely be more of a hindrance than it is something good. Caleb Keener, though, now onto the course.
Yeah, Caleb's making short work of these lache bars. So smooth, so efficient. It's always so pretty to watch when you have a skilled ninja who can go through something and make it look so effortlessly. And trust me, it is not easy.
Right, another competitor going for a little bit of a twist. What's he gonna do? He drops the bar! Okay! Finish off with the clear that we were looking for. He barely even needed that lache bar. It looks like he just kind of touched it. And by that point, his feet already made contact with the platform, and he was good.
Yeah, Caleb, awesome job. Fitting that the last competitor was the first to clear the course. He really very dominant through that. I was very impressed with how he did. So that's going to put him in prime position for the challenge course. He will be the last runner, which again is so advantageous because he'll get to see every other competitor go before him. And so if he has to make a tweak to a strategy or there's an obstacle that proves to be much more difficult, he can see what works or what doesn't work for the other competitors. So he is sitting in a great spot.
Yeah, that was just such a great way to close off that last run. Caleb Keener has an incredible track record when it comes to ninja competitions. Semi-finalist on Ninja Junior, so he has a lot of skill both on screen and off screen. And with that experience, he is going to be the last competitor to run. And still, these 5 teen males, they have a long road ahead of them on the next course that they're going to be attempting the challenge course. Ian will be starting us off there as he placed 5th place. And he will be the one trying to set the example here for all of these teen males. But first, it's actually going to be the teen females that are going to be running the challenge course.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. These young females, they've got their work cut out for them. They get to show the guys what it's all about. They get to start it off. And the challenge course is always very different than a placement course. As we were talking about, placement course usually very fast, very speed, but the challenge course, it can have the whole gamut of ninja skills in it. It can have these incredibly long and brutal strength-based obstacles. You need incredible muscular stamina, but then very good footwork, balance obstacles, everything mixed together. Very long courses typically. So they have definitely put together a tough one here at Rise at the Warehouse. I'm excited to see the challenge course in just a bit.
Yeah, me too. That challenge course so far has been so incredibly difficult. We've seen so many competitors towards the end of it burn out, and that is something that I'm curious to see how these 8 competitors, both in the teen male and teen female division, will be able to adapt to the course. Yesterday, in the amateur female division, we were able to see it clear, so it's definitely a possibility for one of these teen female competitors to clear. Madeline Wright, being the first to attempt the teen female course today in that placement course, she could definitely she could definitely be able to get a full run throughout the challenge course as well. She was able to clear that with barely any runs beforehand.
Ocean Needs Everyone is celebrating 5 years of saving the oceans. My name's Enzo, and through Ocean Needs Everyone, I help save the ocean by doing beach cleanups, CO and mangrove plantings, making art about recycled plastic, and making films regarding the ocean's health. How can you help save the oceans at home? Well, even if you don't live near an ocean, trash can end up in there eventually, so cut down on your use of single-use plastics. If you see trash on the roads or beaches, make sure to pick it up. Use less gas-powered vehicles, fish responsibly, and help support local organizations. I started my organization when I was 12 years old because I wanted to make a difference. So remember, you're never too young to follow your dreams and make a change. Let's all save our oceans together, one piece of trash at a time.
Want to train like a pro? DGS Ninja has you covered with obstacles designed by top athletes. Kevin Carbone, Matt Bradley, Tom Alberti, and Brett Sims. Whether you're dialing in your technique at the gym or training at home, DGS Ninja equipment is built for performance, durability, and safety. Train with confidence. Train with DGS Ninja. Find obstacles, rigs, mats, and more on dgsninja.com.
Has this ever happened to you? Where's my chalk bag? Ooh, I have a solution for that. Slab chalks! You take the chalk ball, put it in the mesh pocket, zip it up, slap, and get your chalk. Slab chalks are made right here in Springdale, Arkansas at Interform, the small batch manufacturing company. We're helping our community and providing local jobs to minorities and women of diverse backgrounds. I'm Joseph Rao, Ninja Warrior, rock climber, and the CEO of Slap Chalks.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the World Ninja League Premier Series 3 qualifying. My name is Jamie Dayhuff and joining me is Travis Rosen. Now, right now we are about to begin the challenge course for our team competitors. Just a few minutes ago, we saw our team competitors run the placement course, which ultimately determined the run order for the course that they are about to attempt. This course is going to be incredibly brutal. They have 10 obstacles in their way to the buzzer. As you can see on the screen right now, are the 8 competitors running in the order. We're going to be starting off with Ella Magnuson. She placed 3rd out of the team females, and then first place out of the team females, Madeline Wright. She will be starting off. No, she'll not be starting off, but she'll be closing off the teen female division, and then we'll go straight into the teen males, starting off with the 5th place finisher, and then ending off with Caleb Keener, who was able to place 1st in the placement course. Now, they're going to be attempting a completely different obstacle course than what they just completed. Travis, how are you feeling about that?
Yeah, I'm really excited, Jamie. This is going to be a great competition right here. This challenge course is no joke. They have put together an incredibly difficult course for these ninjas, but seeing how they all handled the placement course, I'm very excited to see how they fare because they've shown so much skill, so much confidence. Everybody fell just a little short on, one thing here or there, except for Caleb Keener, who was our only finisher. But on this course, I think it could be anyone's game. Of course, they're going to have to watch how other competitors are doing, because to finish at the top, they have to not only go further, but they have to go faster. So we'll see how they handle this. There's definitely going to have to be a lot of strength and energy maintenance throughout this course to be able to have the stamina to finish. It's going to be a fun one to watch.
Yeah, the stamina, that is going to be so important here on this course. As I said earlier, they are going to have 10 obstacles to face on their way from the starting line to the buzzer, and every single one of those obstacles are going to be incredibly difficult for those competitors to attempt it. But since this is a challenge course, they actually do have a little bit of an advantage on their side. They have a few retries that they can use. Throughout their entire run, they have 2 retries. However, only one of them can be used per obstacle. So say you fail the 3rd obstacle, you can try it again, but if you fail it a 2nd time, that is unfortunately going to be it for your run. But say you clear on your 2nd try, you can keep going and then advance. And then if you fail another obstacle, then you'll be able to use another retry. The same rules are going to apply, but that 3rd time that you touch the ground, that's going to be it for your run. So they're going to be able to have some time actually to figure out the obstacles in real time, and that should be able to help them get towards the end of the course.
Yeah, it's really helpful to have those retries, and in fact, sometimes that can really be an advantageous strategy, because I've seen obstacles where ninjas get caught up, their swing, they can't quite recover, so dropping off, resetting, starting again sometimes is the best strategy. So that's where they need to know what their strategy is for that course, how they're going to go through it, areas where they might need to be ready to take one of those retries.
Yeah, those retries, they're going to come in handy, just like you said. And we're actually getting ready to start off our runners with Ella Magnuson. Now, you might remember that she was one of those competitors who actually didn't come into Ninja because of any kind of TV show. She just walked into the Access Warrior Academy and then immediately just fell in love with it. And now here she is in the challenge course for the Premier Series. She'll be kicking it off for the teen females. 10 obstacles in her way. Now, the first few, they're going to be kind of lower body orientated, but as she approaches that back half, it is going to be pretty much just burning your hands. We saw a lot of competitors yesterday who attempted the course just lose their grip towards the end, and that was unfortunately it for their runs. But I have hope for a lot of these competitors that they will be able to get towards the end of the course.
Yeah, for Ella leading us off, it is a challenge because no other competitor in this division has gone yet, so she kind of has to set it off for everybody. She hasn't had anyone go before her to kind of show her how to go about this, that it can be done. So there's a lot more mental challenge on her, and even right now you've got the nerves, and she starts off on a balance obstacle with this split rails decision, but here she goes.
And she's able to at least get through that there, and now it's already on to her 2nd obstacle, this obstacle known simply just as traverse, going in between these rings here and towards the dismount. Now this is probably going to be our first true test here. Going to go from a grip straight to a slack glide here on the rope slack jump. And then immediately after that, has to find some balance and jump straight for those little steps. And now another obstacle in front of her, obstacle number 4. This is going to be the floating steps. You're going to start over on the cliffhangers and then spin around. She's got great decision there, having her palms face towards it and going straight into these little wedge boards. Now stepping out, not opting to jump in between the two, but instead try and use some of her height to her advantage. And now onto that last part and towards the dismount right there. This obstacle here, this is the one that we've seen a lot of troubles with this weekend. This 5th obstacle, which is known as the cliff lâché. Now, she's going to be starting off here and grabbing on to those vertical pads, not vertical pads, but vertical spikes. Grabbed onto them nicely there, and now she's going to make a big jump out. Oh, it couldn't connect, unfortunately. Ella Magnuson, that's going to be one retry down for her. But still, she's got one more try to make it count on this obstacle.
Yeah, Jamie, this is the part of the course where you're starting to get a little more tired, a little more fatigued, and this is, as you can see, completely grip strength, upper body. So Ella's going to have a little bit more of an aggressive swing and get her hands faster right here on this next grab. It's going to be so important if she wants to be able to continue.
Ooh, almost had that right there. Going from the vertical to the horizontal grabs. Unfortunately, Ella Magnuson just unable to get it. But up to that point, she was moving incredibly confidently. But unfortunately, that 5th obstacle, the cliff lâché, was what took her out. And that's going to be it for her run. Now we just have 2 teen females left to run. Up next is going to be Savannah Salinas.
Yeah, and Savannah is actually from Las Vegas, so she does not have that hometown advantage right now, but that's okay. She's ready for this challenge.
Yeah, she looks very determined on the starting line. Has this decision to make here on those beams. Got it. And now heading towards the next obstacle. Grabbing each of these succeeding rings and onto the dismount. She's got slackline up in front of her. Very centered on that. Did not really need to bail out at any point of it. And now she's got another obstacle in front of her, the floating steps.
Yeah, I was really impressed. I was impressed with Savannah in the placement course. She seemed very cool, calm, and collected. And I think she's taking that same approach right now. She looks like she's doing a great job with an energy-efficient run. And let's see if she can get these lâché grabs.
She's already got one. Now just has to face the cliffs. Can she hang on? She's able to hang on to that. Okay. Now just has the lâché bar and he just got towards this mouth. Doesn't go for the lâché bar. And now we're heading on to our 6th obstacle. Officially enter the back half, starting off with this padlock. Gonna need to go from that board all the way over to that spinning, rotating platform. She's gonna go straight for that. That's a smart move. And now Savannah Salinas has to get a big transition over to that splat. Going from having both hands on one side to then having one on one side. She's able to land that very confidently with a mixed grip. Now this is most definitely going to be the trend-setting obstacle here. This could be the crux point on this course. It is going to be the blind catch. Gonna need to go from this ring and catch yourself. Getting ready. She's going for it. Can she grab up? Ooh! Tried to go for it, but just could not reach up. And now, she was in a little bit of a standstill and could not continue.
Yeah, this is actually a very, very technical, tricky, and if I'm being honest, kind of a scary obstacle, Jamie. And Savannah, I think she'll take the information that she just obtained trying it the first time, and I think she's going to be able to make some corrections. I'm really hoping she can make this grab.
Yeah, she's getting ready right now. So the key on this one is making sure that you get your feet high. What's she going to do? Oh, she had it! That was so close. That was great. And adapting on the fly. So impressive there as well.
Yeah, I really thought she was going to get it. You could tell that she did figure out a bit different technique on that second try, but it is just such a tricky obstacle because not only do you need to get the height up to that flying saucer grab, but that thing moves around. You have to have specific hand placement. Super tricky. She did really, really well, though.
Yeah, placing your hands right in the middle of that flying saucer, that is going to be a challenge for every single one of our competitors. And now we're going to see what Madeline Wright is able to do here. Was able to place first in the placement course. She was able to see 2 of her competitors beforehand attempt, and now she wants to make sure that she uses her first place on the placement course to her advantage. The only full clear in her division. Will she be able to continue that trend here?
And even having an obstacle transition like this, I have to say it's much trickier than it looks. You go from some of these swinging elements, upper body elements, right to a very delicate balance element. That is very tricky to switch up types of ninja movements, but Madeline, she's doing great right now.
Yeah, she's doing incredibly stellar. Now going to try and reach out here. She had some trouble with it. Oh yeah, she goes for Lachey there. On the shorter side of the competitor, so this right here could be a challenge. Now, we've seen some competitors in the past static it, but she's going to need to reach up to the bar. Going to have a big jump out, able to get it, but now has to generate that swing instead of having it given to her. Big Lachey out. She's able to land onto that. Nicely done.
Yeah, Madeline is showing a lot of strength. Sorry, Jamie, she's showing a lot of strength, a lot of poise right now. Looks like she is very well versed on how she wants to go through this course, and that's always so important to know how you're going to attack an obstacle course like this.
She has guaranteed herself at least a second place finish with this run so far. Now we're going to try and grab the splat! Unfortunately, mistimes that jump there. Probably needed one more backswing to be able to grab it, but still was able to get close on that. And now still has another retry here in play. She got very close. It's not like she was running out of energy or anything. She just mistimed the distance.
Yeah, she just needs a little bit bigger swing, and as you'll see, a lot of these competitors are grabbing these bars, these different holds with what we're calling a mixed grip, which it does help secure that grip so you don't peel off. The only thing with that, the one hand that goes underneath the bar, it needs a little extra time, so if you don't have quite a big enough swing, you can fall, and that's what happened to Madeline just a moment ago.
Getting ready to have her redemption here. What has she learned from that previous attempt? There we go! Able to get through that. And now has another obstacle in front of her to face.
153, okay?
Getting ready to get onto
down a little bit, keep it way close to your chest.
big drop here.
You'll feel the tension.
Gonna need to really trust her body. Seems a little bit hesitant there. Not really bending her body back. Oh, she goes straight for it. Oh, she almost had that! That looked very strong for a competitor who looked a little bit timid up there. That's a very high drop. Very much towers over every competitor in height. And she was able to get both hands onto it, but not stay connected, but still. Now that she's able to see what she has done on the obstacle, she now needs to at least make this one count.
Let's go.
Yeah, this is a really tricky obstacle, like we said, because even if you got a bigger swing, that means you have to act quicker with your body to make the hold. She got it!
Oh, she got it! Okay! That was insane there from Madeline Wright. And now stepping down, she has no more retries. So, for these final 3 obstacles, she's got to be perfect. Starting off with these pegs and utilizing both hands on each of these pegs. That's smart here on these ones that look like they spin because of the PVC pipes. But you gotta make sure that she also doesn't conserve a lot of energy. She's trying to bend her arms, but staying fully extended, it looks like. Gonna need to make sure that she conserves her energy, but with the time ticking down, she might just have to go for it.
Yeah, you can tell Madeline is definitely getting tired. This is where your conditioning really comes into play. Also just staying calm, continuing to breathe, knowing when to shake those arms out, try to get some of the lactic acid out. Oh, and she fell on those cliffhangers, but very, very good job.
Yeah, that was an absolutely amazing run there from Madeline Wright. Lands her in a very strong position, being able to utilize both of her retries available to her advantage, learn from her previous mistakes, and get herself just one obstacle further every single time. And that movement there on the blind catch, that was so incredible.
Yeah, Madeline did a great job. There were several times where she got a little caught up, but she made the proper adjustments, and I just love seeing that when a ninja athlete has a challenge and they make the proper corrections and get victory on that obstacle and continue on.
But now we gotta point our attention to our 9th obstacle there, the Cliff VL. That looks like an incredibly difficult challenge because you are going to be pumped by that point. Madeline was barely even able to grab onto that vertical limit ledge. She just peeled off instantly. So for these final 5 competitors, they're really going to need to make sure they have a lot in the tank in the event they make it to that 9th obstacle.
Yeah, for the people too who are watching who maybe are not as Ninja experienced, that ledge where she fell, the Cliff VL or Cliff Vertical Limit, that ledge is so small, and to have it that late in this course, that's really going to separate the people who have put in the extra effort with their training, because you have to be super well conditioned, super strong to be able to make that at that point of a course. Maybe if it was the first obstacle, you could do it, but to have it so late in a long and difficult course like this, that is an exceptional challenge.
And Madeline executes so well. That lands her in first place for the team females here. That is amazing for her.
Yeah, very good job for Madeline. That first place, very well deserved, like you said. Savannah, second place, and then rounding out is Ella Magnuson. Really great job from all 3 of our team females.
And all 3 of them should advance to the finals in a few months. And now, as I say that, it's time to direct our attention over to our 5 teen males. These 5 teen males, they're going to be competing for the top 4 spots in the finals. So one of them is not going to be able to make it, from what I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right, Jamie. It's going to add a little bit more pressure to these teen males because, like you said, only 4 get to advance. So there's 5 of them. Unfortunately, one of them will not. So it is a little bit more pressure, but I'm excited to see what they do because almost every single one of them did so well in the placement course. But like we said earlier, Caleb Keener was the only finisher, but there's some strong competitors in this teen male division.
Yeah, I 100% agree. The placement course, that final obstacle, the stretch jump, that is incredibly similar to the blind catch that you can currently see on your screen right now. Only Caleb Keener was able to complete that. So being on a similar obstacle, that could help these 4 competitors. Plus, they also have the retry in play.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be interesting to see how these males handle that blind catch obstacle because it is, as we said, is such a technical obstacle, but it's also kind of scary. So, you have to face some of these obstacles sometimes that you are definitely a bit uncomfortable with, but that's what this is all about, being able to overcome what's before you. And so I'm excited to see how they handle that obstacle among everything else.
Yeah, me too. I am just so excited to see how these teen males can deliver. They've got 2 more runners than the teen females. There's a chance that one of these could be able to clear. But also that time limit, 4 minutes, not a lot of time.
You're right. It seems like 4 minutes, that's a lot of time, but for such a long course, it really isn't. But that's where, again, strategy comes into play because these ninjas are going to need to know when to go fast, when to pause, maybe take a breather to help refresh their muscles. And here we go with the males. Let's see how they do.
Now we got our Pajama Pants Ninja, Ian Mindock, coming out of Ultimate Ninjas Elite. He's on the elite team at a gym somewhere in Illinois. So, gonna get through those first 2 obstacles and now has the 3rd obstacle in front of him. Gonna need to recenter his momentum, going straight for those steps in the back. That's a smart move. Knew he wasn't in a safe position and just decided to bail out, and it worked out for him. And now he's got these floating steps in front of him. Got at least 1 foot onto that first platform, and now onto the second. Just able to reach up because of the height. And now onto an obstacle that we saw some competitors struggle with previously. It's this Cliff Lachey going for it. Got a big grab out. Kind of slammed into it, but still able to compose himself. And now has the dismount as well. And that's half the obstacles done right there.
Yeah, Ian's making short work of this, but I would say now is where it starts getting pretty serious. They've got a lot more grip strength, upper body strength, technical obstacles, and so we'll see how Ian handles this. I would love to see him go even further than Madeline went, but we'll see how he handles this.
And now going sideways here between the splat. That's a different challenge than what we saw with our team females. So he was able to at least conquer that before any first person to see that and the first person to attempt it and clear. But now he has advanced himself over to the blind catch. Was not able to best the trust jump. What can he do here? Almost had that. Looks like he whiffed it a little bit. Fortunately, could not connect with it, but still has another chance to make it count.
Yeah, that is such a tricky transition because not only do you have this kind of blind swing coming down, but then you have to throw for that hold so quickly.
Here he goes. Ooh, how to handle it. He was at least able to get a handle on it. That is definitely a plus to that run. Now, usually when competitors aren't able to get it, there's a good chance that they might feel disappointed. But, you know, he was able to get one handle on that saucer. That is incredibly impressive for someone who was not able to beat a similar obstacle in the previous round. So, improvements are being made here. So, Ian should feel proud of what he was able to accomplish here.
Yeah, definitely. He should feel good. Setting up the rest of the male competitors, I think he did really good. I'm sure he wanted to go a little further. But next we've got Levi Meeks. We talked about earlier, his dad is one of the co-owners of this gym, Rise, the warehouse. So I know he is confident and feeling good right at home.
Yeah, look at what he's doing so far. He just slammed himself straight into that slack line. He has gotten through those first 3 obstacles in less than 15 seconds. So truly wanting to make sure that he gets himself on a good pace here, leaping in between those little boards on the shorter side of competitors. So really going to make sure that he utilizes his power here on each of them because his height's definitely not going to help him. Going straight to it, going for a link. Wow! And that was one of the most efficient techniques we've seen so far on Cliff Lachey. Now getting ready to face this padlock here. It's going to be a big transition going from the padlock to the splat. What will he be able to do?
Yeah, Levi's definitely showing a lot of intelligence and experience the way he's handling each and every one of these obstacles. As we've said before, with top ninjas, you need to have a lot of efficiency with your movements and your energy, and he is definitely doing that.
Oh, wow! He is incredibly aware of his surroundings right there. Grabbed it off of that bar at the perfect time, and now he's already into the back half of the course with not even a single retry. He has been moving so fast, 1 minute and 20 seconds into the course, and he just has 3 obstacles left in front of him.
Yeah, and what I love seeing right there, instead of rushing right into the next obstacle, which are these difficult pegs, like you said, that spin, and actually looks like they have to actually move some of these spinning pegs. Very, very difficult. He took a few moments to kind of catch his breath, get some strength, and then go instead of feeling rushed.
Oh, go straight for the dismount too. A massive skip there from Levi Meeks.
Are you going to recalculate or are you going to pop down to it? Okay.
Yeah, that's so impressive. As we said, he is a little bit on the shorter side for some of the other team males, but that does not seem to be slowing Levi down
front
at all.
of vertical limits.
Come on, fight,
Opting not to go for a pinch grip, but instead just goes for it right here on those vertical limits. Now has some easier ledges to the cliffs. This has just been amazing grip strength-wise. Looks like he's going to have no problem with the dismount there. But now just has 1 obstacle left. This obstacle has a little bit of a vertical spike you got to grab onto. That's going to be a challenge for Levi Meeks, especially after 9 obstacles. Seeing what he has left in the tank.
Come on, please.
Oh, he's just going to link it too. Now, here we go with that big catch out. He's able to get that nicely. Now 2 more seconds. Wow! That was a perfect run. 10 obstacles cleared. No retries needed. Cleared so incredibly fast as well. He looked so confident on every single one of those obstacles. While he was lacking a little bit in the height, he still had a lot of power when it came to pretty much every single obstacle. Linking when it mattered, making sure that he had a lot of his hips out when it came to big transitions there, especially on the 6th obstacle like slab lock. Highlight could be here on the 7th obstacle where he just flew straight up to that blind catch. Made a giant skip on the 8th obstacle and just dominated his way towards the end of the course in an amazing fashion. And before we knew it, that buzzer was his.
Yeah, Jamie, Levi did so well there. You could tell he was getting a little tired there at the end. You saw him shaking out before that last obstacle, but he really made a majority of that very difficult course look so effortless. And, I mean, especially on that blind catch that's been tripping up so many ninjas, he just flew through that, literally elevating up to that grab from the ring, and that was just super impressive.
Yeah, now his run, that's going to be the trendsetter for all of our runs to come. We still got 3 more competitors left to attempt this course. Our next runner, Dane Walker, definitely wants to be the next competitor to clear, and you can see him getting ready on the starting line. Getting ready. And now I believe he's going to be wearing a hat. Now, something that me and my former co-host, Lance Jacoma, who commentated yesterday with me, we made a joke that if you're able to clear a course with a hat on, you're going to be awarded an extra point. So, technically, there might be an extra point up for grabs. Maybe, maybe not. Well, obviously not. But if he's able to keep that hat on, that's going to be incredibly impressive.
Indeed. And what's tricky now, since we saw Levi Meeks crush that course so quickly, it puts some pressure on the rest of the competitors. Not only do they know that they need to clear the course if they want to get that #1 spot. Oh, and Dane went down. See right there, a little bit of rushing, trying to go so fast, and he caused just a silly little mistake. But what I was saying is that to get that first place time, not only do they need to clear, but they have to do it faster now than Levi, who had a very quick time.
Yeah, and it looks like he's already made himself get through that. He's already gotten through the obstacle that he just failed. So, I don't know if he's going to be able to beat that fastest time. Oh, wow. Unable to get through that obstacle as well. Came up a little bit short of that cliff ledge. Might have been underestimating the distance between the two. But now he is in a very interesting situation because if he fails this on his second attempt, that's going to be it for his run. But if he clears, he still will be in a similar situation because he is going to be running. He is officially out of his retry. So, what's going to need to matter, but looks like he might be struggling a little bit. Before he gets ready to attempt the obstacle. Oh, never mind. He looks like he's just chalking up, getting ready for the obstacle.
Yeah, I'm hoping that he's just taking a moment to kind of recollect himself. He kind of looked like he was getting a little flustered. I don't know if he got a little flapper or a rip there on his hand, or they're just hot and tired, but even before he fell on that grab, he looked a little unsure of the strategy he was going to take. It looked like he almost threw once, but he hesitated. So hopefully he's got it all figured out how he's going to approach it this time.
And looks like struggling to get onto the platform. Goes back onto the starting platform, attempting to re-chalk. This is not going to help his time. Almost 2 minutes have been evaporated, and he's just on the 5th out of 10 obstacles. So, we need to make sure that he stays aware of the time. There we go. Able to get onto it right there. Barely able to land onto that next one. Now just has a discount. Able to get that right there. Took a lot of time to get through that. But, oh, looks like he's now definitely going with a lot of a faster pace here. Looks like he's going to be meaning business as he enters the back half of the course. This is going to be a big transition in front of Dane Walker. Going to have to go from that obstacle all the way to the splat. What's he going to do? Able to land onto that. Okay.
Yeah, it kind of looks like, I'm not sure what the issue was earlier on the obstacle that he was having troubles with. It almost looks like there was some sort of a grip issue. I'm not sure if he was using some other type of chalk or something at first that looked like it was making it slippery for him. So I'm not sure if that's what was causing the problems.
Yeah, I'm not really sure either, but it looks like he's overcome those and now is on to 7th obstacle, blind catch. What's he going to do? And he's able to get it on his first try without the option of a retry. Dane Walker is able to get himself through the obstacle that so far has been one of the hardest points of the course.
Yeah, that really is. It's apt. It's called blind catch for a reason because you really don't have time to see that hold before you're having to grab it. So any of these athletes who are making that, it's super impressive.
Now, oh, it looks like he's going to be going for the skip that Levi Meeks did earlier. Going for that dismount. Able to land that. But he does not have the time Levi Meeks had to dilly-dally and rest. He's going to need to go straight into this vertical limit. And with him already struggling with a grip-based obstacle in the past, he is going to need to really focus here on an obstacle that is so incredibly thin. Normal vertical limits are just a centimeter thick. Dane Walker going to keep powering through here and onto the team. Wow! But time, he is going to need to push through the rest of this course. He needs to keep swinging back and forth if he wants to be able to clear. Able to land that. Now just has one option left in 14 seconds. He wants that buzzer more than anything else, but time. He's got to link this. He's able to get that there. 8 seconds left. So close. One. Goes out. Oh no! Unable to get through, but he knew that he was in a time. He was in a very bad situation time-wise. So his urgency, especially at the end, was incredibly respectable.
Yeah, that was a really, really good mid-run course correction. Obviously, he had some issues there, but he overcame those all the way to where he almost finished that course, but just fell a little short. But still, great effort from Dane.
Our second clear is unfortunately not going to be here with that run, meaning that we just have 2 more competitors who are aiming to join Levi Meeks on the podium with a potential buzzer. Jeremy Lau will be the next competitor to attempt this course. Coming out of Ultimate Ninjas in Naperville. Trains in the Chicago area, and he trains with Jesse Lebrec and Chris DeGangi. Now he plays piano and cello, and his favorite subject is math. So you could technically consider this course as one giant equation that he must solve. And so far, he has been moving very quickly through this course. I'd give him a grade of A.
Yeah, definitely. You can see that he has an educated approach to this course. I think he even has memorized 1,000 digits of pi. So you know that he is all about the mental game, and he is proving that right now.
He is just moving with an amazing technique so far. Gonna need to get a big group out. Look at what these competitors are doing there on Splat. Such an abstract obstacle, but these competitors are nailing it. Jeremy Lau now has this giant blind catch in front of him to face. Gonna need to make sure that he finds himself in a good position. Engage that core, kick up those legs. That's what he's done. Now, he's nearing the end of this obstacle. Towards the end, and there we go. That is through an obstacle. In just a minute, he has been able to get there, and he's actually 5 seconds ahead of Levi Meeks' pace. So, we could be seeing Levi Meeks' first place potentially be overthrown here by Jeremy Lau.
Yeah, he's definitely given Levi a run for his money right now. We'll see if he can keep this up and get that clear.
Getting ready to attempt the second to last obstacle here, these vertical limits. Pinching onto that is just so incredibly difficult to do. What will he be able to attempt here? Going for it, able to land on that.
Yeah, similar to Levi, I think he's getting a little tired, but yet it looks like he has plenty left in the tank. I think we're going to see our second clear right here.
Oh yeah, there we go. Jeremy Lau being able to be the second competitor to clear, and in a faster time by 20 seconds. That was such a strong run there.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah, it really was such a strong run, like you were saying. He kept that pace going. And honestly, I didn't know if anybody would be able to beat Levi Meeks' time because he was so efficient. And here, Jeremy just did it.
Yeah, this has just been such an incredible division. Every competitor is truly putting on a show for us right here. They are just putting so much work and dedication into every single aspect of each of these obstacles. And now all that's left for this division, it's going to be Caleb Keener, the only full clear in this division for the placement course. Now is attempting to do just the same here, but this time going to be the third to complete the challenge course. Trains at Arc Ninja in Colorado. So he's got a lot of experience. He started Ninja 8 years ago, so he has so much experience as he is going very quickly here throughout this course. Already 4 obstacles down and heading straight here. Resting is not really looking like it's something that he wants to do. Just going straight into every single one of these obstacles.
Yeah, he's definitely going very, very fast. I know he is gunning for that first place finish. And if he keeps this pace up, that well could be within his grasp.
He is moving so swiftly so far. A minute, pretty much, not even a minute left. Not even a minute exuded on the course so far. And now he's going to try and go up. Wow! These competitors are so good at this blind catch. That is another competitor who's able to get through that blind catch on their first try. It's so common that you see competitors have to take multiple attempts on an obstacle like that because it is just so... It's such an abstract obstacle. You really never see an obstacle like that, but Caleb Keener able to just impress and get through that so easily.
Yeah, it really is. He's doing so good. And in that blind catch, too, that encapsulates so many different skill sets. Not only you need a lot of courage, but the ab strength to do the technique that these ninjas are using, the grip strength, the speed, the quickness, and Caleb, like the others, he skipped the final parts of that obstacle, did a big lache to the dismount, and that was really impressive.
Yeah, he is just doing such an impressive job here on this course. 2 minutes, 5 seconds left for this vertical limit portion of this obstacle. Continuing to move forward onto the tee. Oh, and he touches down! Small stumble from Caleb Keener, but still, he is doing very good so far. Might have been a little bit winded on the obstacle. Those ledges so thin, so reaching out, that's something that's very hard to do where there's just so little purchase. Getting ready to start for attempt number 2. Gonna grab onto it. There we go. He's able to grab onto that there. And now trying to reach out for that tee. What can he do? Oh, and he goes down! Caleb Keener unable to clear the challenge course, unlike the placement course. And that is unfortunately going to be the end of his run. He was looking so strong up to that point. Just breezing his way throughout that first half of courses. Having so many comfortable movements. And didn't even have any struggle on obstacle like the blind grab, where he was able to just send himself up. And also a huge skip as he just barely got himself onto that lane platform. Almost peeled, but able to continue through. And that's going to be it for our team male division. Caleb Keener's performance puts him in 4th place, which means that just by the skin of his teeth, he's going to be able to advance alongside Jeremy Lauf and Levi Meeks, the only 2 who were able to get a buzzer there. Jeremy Lauf being able to clear 20 seconds faster than Levi Meeks. Dane Walker in between those in the 3rd place position. Ian Minnock, unfortunately not being the sole competitor, unable to get through to the finals here at Rise to the Warehouse.
Yeah, that was a great finish from our male teens. Very impressive. I was surprised that Caleb came up just a bit short there, but still he got the 4th place. He is qualifying to the finals, so congratulations to our top 4.
And that's not it who advanced. We can currently see the 3 team female competitors who were able to advance. Madeline Wright placing first, Savannah Salinas and Savannah Salinas in 2nd, and then Ella Magnuson in 3rd with their respective placements. They all did such a great job here on this division. Every single one of these competitors impressed in so many more ways than one. Now, as you can see on the screen, that is not just it for what we have today. We still have one more thing in front of us, and that's going to be the elite male and female divisions, which is something that I'm incredibly excited to see. That is going to be premiering in just over an hour, probably an hour and 5 minutes, it looks like, and that will be the last event for the day here. Travis, I am so excited to see what the elite competitors can do on such a crazy course that we've seen so far. It is going to be even crazier than what we just saw.
Yeah, definitely. We've seen some great competition so far, and these elites are going to take it even to the next level. So stay tuned for some more incredible ninja action, World Ninja League from Rise at the Warehouse. Great stuff still to come.
See you then, y'all.